In previous video, we have seen the overall architecture of Splunk Phantom, right? Now, while doing that, we talked about several concepts like the containers, the attributes, and how we need to ingest the data into Splunk Phantom, like that CEF format. Now, in this video, we will start working on how to ingest data into Splunk Phantom. Now, the use case I thought about is how we will be trying to ingest the OSSEC data. It is a intrusion data. If you have seen the video I have created for common information model in Splunk Enterprise, so there we have set up the OSSEC data, then we normalize those fields there. Now we will try to use the same data, similar data, for the Splunk Phantom as well. So we will try to send this data to Splunk Phantom instance and do some analysis on that part or take some action on that part. Now, how to set up OSSEC and a Splunk instance, maybe I will be giving that video link in this particular video description. Have a look on that part. It is well explained, I believe. So I'll be starting from there. So if you see it here, I have a Splunk instance. Now if I just go to my Google Cloud, so I have taken two instances. One is the Phantom instance, which we already saw in the initial video where we installed Phantom in a Google Cloud instance. The second instance I have taken is a Splunk Enterprise instance, as well as in that particular instance I have installed this OSSEC, which is basically sending that intrusion logs into Splunk Enterprise by using a syslog, using a port 514. Okay, so in that video you will be getting all those informations, how to install OSSEC as well as how to install Splunk Enterprise. So have a look on that part. Now the use case we are trying to achieve it here is, let me open a diagram. So this diagram I have downloaded from the Splunk documentation only. So let me try to make it as big. Okay, so what we are trying to do, because I do not have access to Splunk Enterprise or Splunk ITC, so that's why I am trying to use this intrusion data, OSSEC data, for the Splunk Phantom use case. If you have Splunk Enterprise and Splunk ITC, maybe it will be much more easier for you to analyze those events. Like while doing all these things like the data ingestion and analysis, wherever applicable, maybe I will just shout out like how to ingest, how this works for enterprise security or ITC. As we have seen, so we have a Splunk Enterprise instance which is having OSSEC intrusion data, which we are trying to send it to Splunk Phantom. Now how we'll be doing it? We'll be using an app called Splunk Phantom app for Splunk. So this app is available freely in the Splunk base, so which we'll be using it. Now there are several ways you can send this data through this app to Splunk Phantom. Is like you can have the saved search extraction or export to send it to this one. The data model export also you can send, or if you have Splunk Enterprise Security, you can send the notable events as well. Now one of the task this particular app is doing is converting these formats, because the output of a safe search or data model is not in a CEF format. So but for Splunk Phantom we need the data in a CEF format. So one of this task this particular app is doing is convert this data, or basically we need to map it to CEF fields, then it converts to CEF event, then it sends it to Splunk Phantom. Okay, so that's the stuff we are trying to achieve. Now in this video we will try to see first how to install this app and configure it. In the next video we will try to see one by one like how to use this safe searches extract and data model extract, because ES anyway I do not have access to. Now let's move on. Let's first try to install this particular app. Now if I just go to Splunk base, so this is the app I'm talking about, Phantom app for Splunk. Now based on your Splunk Enterprise version, you need to install the corresponding version of this particular app. So that information is available here, the system requirement for the Splunk Phantom app for Splunk. I'll be providing this link in my video description as well, so have a look. Now if you see it, currently I am using the Splunk Enterprise 8.1.1 here. Okay, so that means I will be using, so if I just go back over here, so Splunk Enterprise 8 version is the corresponding app version for the Splunk Phantom app for Splunk is 4.0.1.0. So that is what we need to download it from here. Okay, so based on your Splunk Enterprise version, you need to download the corresponding version from here. So I already downloaded it, this one in my local. Then how I will be doing it? It's the same kind of installation. I'll be going to manage apps, install app from file. I'll choose that file, Phantom app. So this is the app, I have downloaded it. I'll open it. I'll be clicking on upload. After upload is completed, it will ask for the restart. So let's restart our Splunk Enterprise once. So our Splunk Enterprise has been restarted. So let's log in there. Okay, so before we try to configure the Splunk Phantom add-on, so let's try to see our OSS EC data. Maybe if you have already seen that data, so it will look something like this one. So I am basically ingesting that data into our main index. So it will be something like the alert level and then what kind of error it is happening or what kind of intrusion it is happening. So all this informations, all these events will be generated something like this one. And the similar kind of event, you can see it from the OSS EC web as well. So in that video, I have discussed how to install this web OSS EC as well, so that you can see those events over here. And this is a similar event, it is getting ingested into Splunk. Now let us go back to our Splunk Enterprise, and now we will try to first configure the Splunk Phantom add-on. So if I just go to the Phantom add-on, so if you see, there are a lot of tabs like the event forwarding, which is this will be required when we will try to send the data from this Splunk instance to the Phantom instance, which will be coming back later. First thing is we need to do the configuration here. Now we need to create a server. Now before that, one thing we need to remember, now Splunk app for this Phantom app actually comes with a new role called Phantom. So the user who is configuring this app and trying to send the data to Splunk Phantom, it needs to have that particular role available to it. So if I just go to settings and roles here, currently I am using the admin user here, and which is having that admin role. So if I just go to admin role, this particular Phantom role needs to be checked as well. Okay, so this is the one you need to make sure, otherwise it will not work. So I already have checked out because I was previously doing this particular POC in the same instance itself. So that's why it is already checked out. So let me cancel it now. Now I will go to the Splunk Phantom add-on here. I'll be going to the configuration tab. Now I'll be clicking on the create server. So this is where you will be telling which Phantom server you are trying to connect from this particular app. Now if you see it here, it is saying to add a new server, you must use the authorization token from Phantom. Now one thing, before we get this particular authorization token from Phantom, another thing we need to keep in mind that the Splunk Enterprise and the Phantom instance will be talking through a SSL. Okay, so you need to have a valid SSL to configure this one. Now for this particular demo, as I do not have any kind of SSL certificate, what I'll do is I'll just turn off the SSL verification for now. But in ideal scenario, you must be having the SSL verification, and the way you need to do it is, if I just go to this Splunk configuration, there is a link, provide a valid SSL certificate for the connection between the Splunk Phantom instance and the Splunk Enterprise. You need to follow that one. Maybe because I'll be giving this base link over here. From there you'll be getting all these informations. Okay, so for that, what I will do first is, before we get that authorization token, I will log into my backend. Okay, so let me clear this screen and let's see. So we are already in, if I just do a pwd, so we are already in opt splunk etc apps folder. Now if I just do a lslrt, so this is the Phantom app we just now installed. So let's go to the Phantom, inside the Phantom app. Now here, if you just go to the default folder, okay, so inside the default folder, so there is a file called phantom.conf. So let's open that. vi phantom.conf. Now if you see it over here, there are a lot of configurations here. Now one of the configuration is the verify underscore certs, the current value is true. We need to make it as false to disable the SSL verification. As I said, we are just doing it for the demo purpose. In normal production scenario, you should be enabling this one and you need to follow that SSL certificate stuff over there. Okay, now I already copied this one, so what I'll do is I will just paste it here, because we will not change anything to the default version of this particular file. What I'll be doing it, we will go to the local folder. Okay, now if there is any local folder here, there is no, so let's create a local folder here first. Okay, now let's clear the screen, otherwise you won't be able to see it. Now if I just do a ls minus lrt, so our local folder has been created. Now the file name is the phantom.conf, right? So we'll go inside the local folder. We will create a new file called phantom.conf. We will paste whatever we have seen it here, but we need to make verify equals to false. Okay, copy. I'll go over here, I'll save this file. Now as we have changed it from the backend, we need to restart the Splunk once. So /opt splunk bin Splunk, then I will do a restart once. So our Splunk has been restarted. Now let's go back to our Splunk instance and trying to configure a server. Now I'll just go to create server here. As we have seen, we need the authorization token. Now for this one, you need to go to your Splunk Phantom instance. Okay, now let's go back there. Now in your Splunk Phantom instance, you need to go to this main menu and click on administration. Under user management, click on this users. So for the automation user, okay, you need to click on this three dots and edit. So if you have other automation users, so you can go for that one as well. Now here couple of things. If you see the user type, the user name, default labels, so there is an authorization token over here. If you see, so this one, if you see, this is the auth token and the server. So this is the Splunk server, Phantom server we are working on. So if we just go back to a Google Cloud, so this is the server we are working on. Now here, one of the important thing is this allowed IPs. So this is where you will be telling this Phantom instance, it will be expecting traffic from our Splunk Enterprise instance, which is nothing but, so this one over here. So which, okay, we need to log in here, or maybe we can just go back to our Google Cloud. And so this is the instance from where we are trying to send it to Splunk Phantom. So that means we need to give this particular IP. So it's a external IP we are giving it here. So I'll just paste it. So from this server, we are trying to send data to this Phantom server, and I'll be copying this authorization token as well. So I'll be saving this particular user now. I'll be going to my Phantom. Okay, I will be pasting that particular authorization token here. You can give it a name as well, even if you have kind of proxy, so you can set up this proxy over here as well. Now optionally you can make the server as adaptive response relay forwarding target as well. So this is required for the Splunk Enterprise security notable events. So as we are working on normal Splunk events, so we will not check this one. So if this particular Splunk instance is able to connect to the Phantom instance, so you should, after giving that particular authentication token, you should be receiving this one. If it is successfully able to connect, is the Splunk has added the server configuration. Now you can also click on this manage and test connectivity to check whether it is able to successfully connect or not. So if it is, everything is fine, it should be giving you this tick over here. Okay, so we are able to add this particular Splunk Phantom server into our Splunk Enterprise, into this particular app, Splunk Phantom Add-on. Now if you are trying to send the enterprise security notable events, you need to click on this AR relay over here. Okay, now in this below settings are mostly for that ES adaptive response, so let's not touch them over here now. So this is the settings you need to do in the Splunk Phantom add-on to add the Phantom server in your Splunk Enterprise. Now in the next video we will try to see how to send the data using this particular configuration to the Splunk Phantom instance. Okay, see you in the next video.